Good morning. I'm Gary Wiles. This improved presentation on the Socialism Index was possible with the help of votesmart.org and the data they allowed me to use. I used a fact checker website, and votesmart.org is rated as least biased. I decided I could present this index in a better manner than the first, which I presented to you yesterday. Democrats, Independents, and Republicans are listed here out of fairness. VoteSmart.org had information on all candidates who had announced a candidacy in 2018 or earlier. The other 9 have only announced a presidential run for 2020, and VoteSmart.org is working to get their positions. When and if they are all listed, I will give you an update. Looking at the index, there are 22 candidates. No specific one set of questions are common between the years 2008, 2012, or 2014. Budget spending and taxes was shortened to just budget. Campaign finance and government reform issues were shortened to just campaign finance. Some topics were changed over time. These differences in chronology are why several topics are named and listed in more than one way. Marriage was phased out and marijuana was phased in. Other examples exist as well. Almost all candidates' information is inferred from policy positions, debates, interviews, etc. Only Mike Gravel's 2008 position was actually reported through the VoteSmart political courage test he took. After 2014, categories of questions are divided between one set of questions in 2016 and another set in 2018. On the sample slide, the header data is shown, which is the candidate and year researched. The list is sorted by year and subsorted by the candidate's last name. See blue horizontal arrow. The topics of the question appear down the first column. See blue vertical arrow. The data field, or how they scored on the answers, is denoted by the blue crisscross arrows. The list of questions needed 3 screenshots, without arrows showing a portion of the index further down than the last one. They are all scored the same way, and that scoring method is as follows. The number 0 was scored if their answers did not fit the socialism model. The number 1 was scored if their answers seemed to be half and half. The number 2 was scored if the answer fits the socialism model, the popular model today. The pro-life, pro-choice question at the top of the list is answered but not scored. Abortion seems to predate the widespread socialism and constitution scrapping debate we are now in. Any questions where the answer is unknown and are not scored are counted are out of fairness to the candidates. Each question was worth a total of 0 to 2 points, and the total amount of questions presented to each candidate was doubled. The individual's total score was then divided by the double total amount of questions to yield a percentage between 0 and 100%, like a school test. This shows a percent of how much they lean toward socialist ideas or not. These percentages and the way they are calculated make them equal to one another. The amount of questions were presented for each candidate, their total double amount, each candidate's score on the test, and their scoring percentages, the lower percentage showing a leaning away from socialism and away from socialist answers, and the higher percentage showing a leaning toward socialist answers. And scoring method description. For example, Senator Sanders, 80%, only trails Senator Warren, 82%, as appearing most socialist due to his answer on one question. He answered the state should not be required to adapt federal education standards. It's a hot debate all by itself. This index shows Donald Trump, 7%, to be the least socialist, followed by Bill Weld, 21%. You are free to examine this index further and share it if you wish. Thank you. P.S. I forgot to tell you, I didn't add this last slide on. This shows the third part of this screen and the totals and percentages down at the bottom. You're still free to examine this and share it if you wish. Thanks, and have a good weekend.